Hello friends, welcome you all. Today in this lecture we are going to study the American Depository Receipts, that is ADR. In the part first we are going to study the what is American Depository Receipts, the type of American Depository Receipts, that is sponsors ADR and unsponsors ADR, the level of ADR, that is level first, level second and level third. And in second part of this lecture we are going to study the advantages and disadvantages and the some kind of history of American Depository Receipts, and the difference between the sponsors and unsponsors, and many more things. So let us start with the meaning of American Depository Receipt. What is an American Depository Receipts? The term American Depository Receipts is referred to a negotiable certificate issued by a US depository bank representing a specified number of shares, usually one share of a foreign company's stock. ADR, in a simple word, is the medium or the way to invest in the foreign company's shares, securities for American citizens or US citizens. The American citizens or US citizens cannot invest directly into foreign company shares, but they can invest in ADR, and ADR is formed in such a way that and it is actually offered by US banks. US banks invest in US bank at the outset purchase foreign stocks, stock it, and it can issue then ADR. So one ADR can consist one foreign company's shares or more than one foreign company's shares, depending on the size. It is decided by that sponsored that issuer bank of ADR. The ADR trades on US stock market as any domestic shares would. So like any domestic company's shares, ADR can be purchased or sold on the US stock exchanges, but ADR includes foreign company's shares, and that can be purchased by US American citizens like any domestic shares. ADRs offer US investor a way to purchase stock in overseas companies that would not otherwise be available for US citizens. Foreign firms also benefit as ADR enable them to attract American investor and capital without the hassle and expense of listing on US stock exchanges. Here foreign companies also get the benefit because they are getting investors for their shares from America without actually listing their company on US stock exchanges. So there is some kind of cost is there, listing cost is there, some annual fees of stock exchanges are there. Without paying such fee, without paying such cost, they are getting American citizens for their shares, and they can raise the capital from US market without listing the company on US stock exchange. This is the benefit for foreign companies through ADR. In a summarized form, we can say that an American Depository Receipt is a certificate issued by a US bank that represent shares in foreign stock. These certificates trade on American stock exchanges. ADR and their dividends are priced in US dollars. So here two things are important, that is dividend and share price. It is depicted in the US dollar. ADR represents an easy liquid way for US investors to own foreign stocks. So without going in a without going on foreign stock exchanges or without any hassle, the US citizens, US investors can get the foreign stocks through ADR. These investments may open investors up to double taxation, and there are limited number of options available. How American Depository Receipts ADR work? American Depository Receipts are depicted in the US dollar only. The underlying security is held by US financial institution or any bank, often by an overseas branch. Generally, overseas branch of US banks purchase securities on foreign stock exchanges of foreign company shares, and they issue ADR according to that. Suppose US foreign branch bank purchased the 10 stock on the London Stock Exchange, then if ADR comprises this 10 stock of which is purchased by US bank on London Stock Exchange, then one ADR is equal to 10 stock which are purchased on London Stock Exchange, and the one ADR's price will be equal to or very close to that the value or price of that 10 stock which are purchased on London Stock Exchanges. So these securities are priced and traded in dollar and cleared through US settlement system. In order to begin offering ADRs, a US bank must purchase. Here one thing is important, bank must have the stock of foreign shares to issue ADR. US bank must purchase shares on a foreign exchange. The bank hold the stock as a inventory, and then only it can issue an ADR for domestic trading. ADR list on either the New York Stock Exchange or the Nasdaq, but they are also sold over the counter. Over the counter means without listing, without transaction on the stock exchanges. They can be sold over the counter. US banks require that foreign companies provide them with detailed financial information. This requirement makes it easier for American investors to assess a company's financial health. Now, next important thing is what type of American depository receipts are there. First is American depository receipts come into two basic categories. Number one is bank issues a sponsor's ADR on behalf of the foreign company. Second thing is the bank and the business enter into a legal arrangement. Means first, if under the sponsored ADR, some foreign company, say the company from India or say from UK, which sponsored that ADR, that is whatever the cost or anything to create ADR, is beared by that Indian or UK company, and ADR and the bank and business, that is the that company, enter into a legal arrangement. The foreign company usually pays the cost of issuing an ADR and retains control over it, while the bank handles only the transactions with investors. Sponsors ADR are categorized by what degree the foreign company complies with Security and Exchange Commission's regulation and American accounting procedures. Second category is a bank also issues an unsponsored ADR. However, this certificate has no direct involvement, participation, or even permission from the foreign company. So under the unsponsored ADR, the company do not involve in the ADR process. That is, company do not enter into legal arrangement with the American bank, or they do not say purchase our shares and create ADR and sell in the America. Nothing happened in case of unsponsored ADR. But in case of sponsored ADR, this happens. That is, foreign company helps US bank to purchase the shares of that company on foreign exchanges and bear the cost of issue of ADR and also control over it. But here, in case of unsponsored ADR, the foreign company do not have direct involvement, participation, or even permission for the foreign company. Theoretically, there could be several unsponsored ADR for the same foreign company issued by different US banks. These different offerings may also offer varying dividends. With sponsored program, there is only one ADR issued by the bank working with the foreign company. Next is we are discussing types of American depository receipts. Some important things are here. One primary difference between the two types of ADR is where they trade. All except the lowest level of sponsored ADRs registered with the Security Exchange Commission in US market and trade on major US stock exchanges. But unsponsored ADR will trade only over the counter. That is, unsponsored ADR are not traded on US stock exchanges. They are only over the counters. They can purchased through counters but not on exchanges. Unsponsored ADRs never include voting rights. Keep in mind here, if American investor purchase ADR, then he do not get the right of voting, even though he holds the share of that particular company through ADR form. But in case of sponsored ADR, this may happen, they get the voting rights. Now let us discuss the ADR levels. What are the there are three basic levels, and ADRs are additionally categorized into three levels depending on the extent to which the foreign company has accessed the US market. Level first, this is the most basic type of ADR where foreign companies either don't qualify or don't want to have their ADR listed on an exchange. This is the first level. That is, here only in this type of ADR it can be used to establish a trading presence only, but not to raise capital. Here the main motive or main purpose of that company under level first is only to present, or it is the only presence of on the stock exchanges, not to raise capital. Here main motive is not to raise capital. Level first ADRs found only on the over the counter market and have the loosest requirement from the Security and Exchange Commission of US, and they are typically highly speculative. It is these are level first ADRs are considered highly speculative, uh, while they are riskier for investors than other type of ADRs. They are an easy and inexpensive way for a foreign company to judge the level of US investors interested in its securities. Here, the foreign company is test only how many investors in US markets are interested to invest in that particular company. So here the main motive is not to raise the capital. Under the second level, as with the level first ADRs, level second ADRs can be used to establish a trading presence on a stock exchange, and they cannot be used to raise capital. Here also the main motive is not to raise capital, but just only trading presence of that particular company on a US stock exchange. Level second ADR have slightly more requirement from the Security and Exchange Commission than do level first ADR, but they get higher visibility and trading volume. Under the level third ADRs are the most prestigious. With these, an issuers float a public offering of ADRs on US exchange. Here, public offerings are offered under level 3. They can be used to establish a substantial trading presence in the US financial market, and also raise capital for the foreign issuers. That is, here company get the confidence that the US investors are interested in the company shares, and public will purchase their shares. US citizens will purchase their shares, and they can raise the capital from US market. Issuers are subject to full reporting with the Security and Exchange Commissions. Here now we are in a position to discuss American depository receipts, pricing and cost. And American depository receipts may represent the underlying shares on a 1-for-1 basis, a fraction of a share, or multiple shares of the underlying company. ADR can be equal to 1-to-1 shares. For example, one foreign company's shares is equal to 1 ADR. Fraction of a share means if one shares consists 2 ADR, 5 ADR, like that, or multiple shares may be included in the ADR. The depository bank will send the ratio of US ADRs per home country's shares at a value that they feel will appeal to investors. If an ADR's value is too high, it may deter some investors. Conversely, if it is too low, investors may think the underlying securities resemble riskier and penny stocks. So this can be happen if ADR's value is too high. ADR value is too low, and if it is too high, then they feel that the investor will feel that it is too costly. Because of arbitrageurs. What is arbitrage? Arbitrage is the buying and selling at the same time in the two markets and taking the benefit of price difference. An ADR's price closely tracks that of the company's stock on its home exchanges. Remember that arbitrage is, as we have discussed, buying and selling the same asset at the same time in the different markets. This allows traders to profit from any differences in the assets listed price. So friends, we are going to now discuss the dividend and capital gains. Holders of ADR realize any dividends and capital gains in the US dollars. However, dividend payments are a net of currency conversion expenses and foreign taxes. Usually, the bank automatically withhold the necessary amount to cover expenses and foreign taxes. Since this is the practice, American investor would need to seek a credit from the IRS or a refund from the foreign government taxing authority to avoid double taxation of any capital gains realized. Advantages and disadvantages of American depository receipts are there. As with any investment, there are distinct advantages and disadvantages of investing in ADR. We are going to discuss these advantages of ADR and disadvantages of ADR in the next lecture. So friends, thanks for watching. We can continue with you can continue with the second part also. Thanks for watching. If you have any queries, you can write, text or call me. As in the first slide, I have given details. Write your name in the comment box. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye.